All right, let's get right into it. We are going to break down what might be the single most important game of the 2025 World Series. I'm talking about Game 4, the contest that just completely flipped the script between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Now, to really get the weight of this game, you have to remember what the Blue Jays had just been through. They were coming off an absolutely gut-wrenching 18-inning loss in Game 3. I mean, that's basically 2 full baseball games crammed into one emotionally and physically draining night.
So that's the big question, right? After a loss that brutal, with your back completely against the wall in the World Series, where do you find the energy? How do you even begin to think about fighting back? And that is the backdrop for this absolutely critical showdown. Game 4 wasn't just another game on the schedule. It was the hinge point for the entire series.
Let's just lay out the stakes here. The Dodgers are at home, feeling good. If they win, they go up 3-1. They're 1 win away from a championship. For the Blue Jays, though, a loss is pretty much the end. But a win changes everything. It becomes a brand new best-of-3 series. So yeah, everything was on the line.
And I mean, look at this matchup on the mound. You've got a Cy Young winner in Shane Bieber going up against the two-way MVP in Shohei Ohtani. Just incredible. And get this, for all their awards and all their dominance, this was the first World Series start for both of them. You can't imagine the pressure.
And for the first 6 innings, man, this game was exactly what you'd hope for from these two guys. It was a tense, strategic, just beautiful pitcher's duel.
So the Dodgers, doing what they do, they managed to strike first, on a sac fly to go up 1-0. But the Blue Jays' response, it was immediate and it was loud. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. absolutely crushed a 2-run homer in the very next inning to steal the lead. And after that, nothing. Both pitchers just went into lockdown mode.
So let's take a look at how Ohtani was getting it done. It was all about pure, unadulterated power. I mean, the numbers tell the whole story, right? He was throwing his four-seam fastball almost half the time and pairing it with that just wicked sweeper. It was a classic, here's my best stuff, good luck kind of approach.
Now flip that coin over and look at Bieber's strategy. It was the complete opposite. You see this incredibly balanced 5-pitch mix? He was out there like a surgeon, just carving up the Dodgers lineup. Mixing speeds, changing eye levels. It was all about keeping those hitters off balance on every single pitch.
So, we had this classic duel for 6 innings. It's tight, it's tense, and then the top of the 7th happened. This is the inning where the entire World Series just turned on its head.
And it all started with this one number, 93. That's how many pitches Shohei Ohtani had thrown. He was deep in the game, his stuff was still nasty, but you could just feel that the tank was getting close to empty.
A single and then a double to start the inning, and that was it. The hook comes out, Ohtani's brilliant night is over, and he leaves 2 runners on base with the game hanging in the balance. A tight 2-1 score now in the hands of the LA bullpen.
What happened next was just a total meltdown, an absolute bullpen collapse. Anthony Bonda comes in and just can't stop the bleeding. He lets both of Ohtani's runners score, suddenly it's 4-1. Then Blake Treinen comes in, and the hits just keep on coming. 2 more runs score. It was a total unraveling when the pressure was at its absolute highest.
And just like that, a game that was a nail-biter, a 2-1 pitcher's duel, had completely blown wide open. It was 6-1 Toronto. You could hear a pin drop in Dodger Stadium. The game and maybe the series had been turned upside down.
But here's the thing. This wasn't just about a Dodgers collapse. You have to give so much credit to Toronto's bullpen. The guys they brought in, Mason Fluharty and Chris Bassett, they were a brick wall. They came in and just slammed the door, giving their team exactly the stability it needed to take over.
So yeah, that 7th inning explosion, that was the ballgame. It was the knockout punch, and it paved the way for a Blue Jays victory that had huge implications. From there, the Blue Jays bullpen held on tight to close it out. The Dodgers did manage to scratch 1 more run across, but it was way too little, way too late. The final score was 6-2. A convincing, series-altering win for Toronto.
So what does it all mean? Well, for starters, the World Series is all tied up, 2 games apiece. We are officially guaranteed a Game 6. And all that momentum, it is now firmly in the Blue Jays' corner as the series shifts back to their home turf in Toronto.
And I'll leave you with this one last really cool piece of trivia.
This Blue Jays victory guaranteed a piece of baseball history. 2025 became the first season ever where both the very first game on opening day and the final game of the World Series will take place outside of the continental United States. A truly global season for baseball, with the champions still very much to be decided.